Jordan Peterson is considered arguably one of the greatest thinkers of our modern times. His book, The 12 Rules for Life, is actually his second book after Maps of Meaning. As the title goes, the book is about 12 rules for life as an antidote to the chaos we experience as humans. The author constructs each rule with the necessary cognitive arguments, intelligently deciphering his key points and concepts from archetypes, ancient texts, and biblical references apart from his own personal experience. I find 3 rules that are very compelling and very useful for personal development. So here's my major takeaways from the book, which are pretty much 3 rules from the collection of 12 Rules for Life by Jordan Peterson. The first key takeaway is from rule number 3. Make friends with people who want the best for you. Now, it sounds like a very simple advice, but something very hard to practice. We are social creatures who can't put too many blocks on people. From our early childhood, we are shaped by the people we encounter, and then we have peer pressure, peer group influence, which affects us largely in shaping our character and behavior as we grow up. So we must make friends with people who want the best for you. And the hardest part is knowing who wishes the best things for you. People we hang out, they can influence us very deeply. It's also a cognitive reminder to the idea that you are the average of 5 people you hang out with. Or as Zig Ziglar says, if you want to fly with eagles, then stop scratching with turkeys. Now, many great speakers, authors, and philosophers have already spoken about the power of association. But in this book, the author makes a very compelling case from his own life on how friendships can alter your paths or even shape your own destiny. When you tend to be low or seeking vices, you tend to associate with people who reciprocate your feelings. That's clearly the law of attraction at work. But we tend to reach out to people of the low vibe for many reasons. According to the author, people choose friends who are good for them for other reasons too. Sometimes it's because they want to rescue someone. For me, it's more like this Messiah syndrome where we think that we are obliged to save other people who are in need. And many people fall for this mission. It's a natural human virtue to reach out to help somebody and have the desire to help other people and to see the best in other people. But here's the irony. Not everyone wants to be saved. Not everyone wants to be rescued. The desire to improve is a precondition for progress and change. If the desire is not strong enough, however, you reach out to certain people, they don't want to be rescued, and particularly they don't want to be rescued by you. So they don't need your advice, even if you have a lot of advice to give. They don't need your advice, even if you have great ideas. You might misjudge this virtue completely, and it can drag you down to the levels of the people you're trying to help. So if you're giving a helping hand, you might even go wrong with your judgment of a situation because it's very difficult to distinguish someone who actually needs help or someone who merely is exploiting the very naiveties of human empathy. The downside is that we are drawn to entropy. We gravitate easily to something lower than us instead of moving upward. It's easy to connect with people who are below you. Whenever you are in a low vibe, you tend to reach out to people who are below you, so much like misery loves company. People can tell their sobbing life stories of everything terrible that has happened to them, which has happened to them because of their own actions and behaviors, without any personal responsibility on their part of being the victim. You can fall for tricky versions of a story. But here's the fact. Failure is easy to understand, but success is more like a mystery. So what's the real human connection worth befriending? True friendship is a reciprocal arrangement. If you have a friend not worth introducing to your dear and near ones, then why should you have them as friend on the first place? That's a question to ponder. Sometimes we stay in a relationship out of loyalty, but loyalty must be negotiated. Of course, you should treat people well. But if someone becomes a toxic force in your life and it takes you in a different direction, which is very much misaligned to your own values, then it's okay to choose to part ways. Your life will improve significantly if you surround yourself with people who want the best for you. So choose friends whose lives would be improved if they saw your life improve. Surround yourself with people who support your upward aim because they will always encourage your dreams and act as a reminder when you move away from your upward mission in life. We need friends who correct our courses when we go off track. We need reminders, counsels, and advisors to give us a reality check from time to time. But we don't need people who feel good about themselves when we experience so many challenges. We also don't need people who are jealous about the progress we make. People who are jealous about you aren't your real friends. They live in comparisons and contrast. You don't need them. But often, we are drawn to such people. We think they are your admirers. Big mistake. They are just drawing comparisons and judging you for being lucky. It's not that hard to surround yourself with good, healthy people than with bad, unhealthy people. It's a fact that unhealthy people are easy to come by, but healthy connections requires real efforts. One of the reasons I learned in my life is that it's easy to connect with vices than virtues. It's easy to connect with someone with your own weaknesses than strengths, obviously, if both parties share the same vices. What's ideal for your personal growth is having ideal connections. You need courage and humility to reach out to quality people. So instead of grabbing low-hanging fruits, climb up for the good ones upstairs. Make friends with people who want the best for you. Make friends with people who will up your game. It's a great takeaway from the book that suggests us to network with the right kind of people. Well, this is not a book review. This is my takeaway from the book, the insights that I have drawn from it, and I thought it would be useful to share it with you. So please leave your comments below and let me know what was your takeaway or what was your major learning from this book. Leave the comments below.